Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing the first part of my battle of the foundation sticks. So we have had 2 new foundation sticks launch in Australia. We are finally getting hold of them, and they are the Hourglass Vanish foundation stick and the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation stick. So I bought both of them yesterday. I'm so excited to try both of them. Today I'm going to be concentrating on the Vanish by Hourglass. I'm going to be doing a full first impressions review of this foundation stick, and then in a week's time I'm going to be trying out the Makeup Forever, and then I'm going to decide which one I like better. But today it's all about the Hourglass Vanish foundation stick. So I went and picked it up yesterday from Mecca Maxima, and I got this for 69 Australian dollars. So first of all, I'm just going to tell you what the Hourglass website says about this foundation before I start. Okay, so the Vanish Seamless Finish Foundation Stick by Hourglass. A revolutionary foundation stick with the coverage of a concealer, the fluidity of a liquid, and the weightlessness of a powder in a long-wearing, waterproof formula for undetectable full coverage. The unprecedented concentration of pigment in this foundation provides maximum coverage with minimum product, concealing all discoloration and imperfections for flawless skin with a seamless finish. Sounds incredible. So this foundation comes in 26 shades, which is unreal. Such a good choice of shades. I picked up the shade Porcelain, which is fair, neutral undertone. So you've got very fair, cool, fair, neutral, fair, warm, light, blah, blah, blah. And it goes all the way up to deep cool. All right, let's see what else the website's saying. So features and benefits. Foundation and concealer in one. Concentrated formula contains double the amount of pigment versus traditional foundations for instant coverage in one application. So basically it's saying it's got double the coverage of any liquid foundation. So amazing. Long wearing and waterproof. Provides 12-hour coverage. Innovative formula adjusts to your body temperature to effortlessly blend into the skin. Designed specifically to be used with the Vanish Seamless Finish Foundation brush, which I didn't get. I'm going to be using my Sigma flat kabuki brush. Available in 26 shades, vegan. Now the only problem I have with this is the size. So this is a 0.25 ounce. Now a general 30ml foundation bottle equals 1 ounce. So this is quarter of the size of a normal foundation. So this better have a lot of pigment, because I want to be using way less so it lasts as long as a normal foundation, or else it's a very, very expensive foundation. So we'll definitely see how far an application goes. So it sounds amazing. So let's give it a try and see. So first of all, I'm going to be priming as usual. I always use my same primers when I'm testing foundations, just so I know how it's going to work like my other foundations. So first of all, I'll use my Mercier Hydrating Primer all over as usual, and then my Makeup Forever Smoothing my Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer through the middle to help with my texture. So I'll just pop this one on first. Now, I've never actually tried a stick foundation before that has worked for me. Usually, because I'm dehydrated, I don't really have dry patches, but my skin is just it can be very dehydrated sometimes, and I find stick foundations, because they're so waxy, they tend to kind of show all my texture and dehydration in the skin. So I'm hoping this doesn't happen with this one. I've tried I think 2 before, and neither of them I really liked. So let's see. So now my Makeup Forever through the middle. I'm still not really enjoying this primer, but I'm gonna finish it because I hate wasting product. It works, it kind of works, it does the job, but the Benefit one it does a better job. So I can't wait to buy the Benefit one. I was actually going to pick up Professional yesterday when I bought these sticks, but I just couldn't justify it because I've still got some of that one left. I hate wasting products. Alright, let's give this a go. So basically that's how it comes. So it's like a triangle shaped foundation bottle, and then so that's the lid, and then this is the product. Let's see how much there's actually in there. Okay, that's how much is in there. There's not a lot of foundation in there. You better be pigmented. All right, I have no idea how much to put on, so let's just stripe it on. Like, I have no idea if that's enough. Let's just go with that, and then I'm going to buff it in. So like I said, I'm going to use my Sigma F80 flat kabuki brush to buff this in. So... Okay, it's blended in really, really easily. It kind of melts right into the skin very, very quickly. Okay, let's have a look close up. Does look pretty seamless. On my forehead, it is clinging a little bit to some dry patches, which I didn't even know I had. I didn't even know I had dry patches on my forehead, but it's clinging to them, so it's not bad. It's just kind of in here where you tend to get a little bit of like congestion. Colour's really good. It's probably slightly yellow. Now the coverage from what I put on is like, it's medium. It's really, really not that full coverage. Like, you can still see pink and stuff coming through my skin. So I am going to try and build it up. I'm just going to put a little bit more on top, just through the middle where I have a little bit of redness and things, and then we'll see. I'm not overly impressed with the coverage, actually. For it to say that it's double the pigment of a foundation, I don't really know if that's the case. Anyway, I'm going to pop some more on just where I need it. Okay, so that's it builded up. Builded? Is that even a word? So that's me applied some more just on top of those red patches, and it's definitely kind of covered them up. Now let's have another look closer. Yeah, it's a little bit clingy. It's kind of doing to me what normal foundation sticks do, which is clinging a little bit. I think if you had like flawless kind of combination-y, oily kind of skin, normal kind of oily skin, it would be pretty beautiful, but it's just clinging a little bit to like my texture and my dryness. Really, really quick and easy. I like that it goes on really nice with this brush. It blends really easy. It's not one of those hard waxes where you have to kind of really work it in. It does melt quite quickly. It's just looking a little bit kind of cakey. Now, I still wouldn't call this a full coverage. Like, you can still see like pigment through it. You can still see red patches through it. I wouldn't call this full coverage. I've got foundations that are way more coverage than this. So I would call it medium full. I would say you could probably get it to full, but you'd need to put more and more on, and the more you put on, it tends to look a little bit more cakey. Alright, I'm going to go off and I'm going to go and finish the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back and see how it's settling in. So it is 10:43. So 10:45 in the morning. So I'll be back in maybe about half an hour once I finish the rest of my makeup, and we'll see how it's looking. Okay, I'm back. The rest of my makeup is done, and now that it's settled into my skin, I'm feeling so much more positive about it. So let's just have a look under all these bright lights. It's settled into the skin really, really beautifully. So what I did on top is I did a little bit of concealer through the middle, just kind of here, nose, chin, just a little bit here, just a tiny bit of my Maybelline Fit Me, a little bit on my under eyes, and then a light dusting of my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Light, bit of bronzer, bit of blush, some lashes and some lips, and that's it, and obviously my brows. So with the skin, I didn't bake or anything like that, because when you bake, it obviously prolongs the longevity through the middle where you get a bit greasy. So I didn't want to do that because I want to see what the foundation does on its own, but it's looking so much more better. Now I went with my damp Chi Chi makeup sponge. I kind of pressed over the top as I was blending in my concealer. I went over with this and I kind of tapped over the top, and it seemed to settle in all those kind of patches and things into the skin. It settled in all the little dry patches and it just kind of melted the foundation into the skin a little bit. So I really love how it's looking now. I think it looks really flawless, and it kind of looks like skin. Like, it doesn't, considering the coverage, which is like a medium full, it looks really skin-like. Like, it doesn't look too makeup-y. Like, a little bit around the nose and a little bit through the brows, just where it clings a little bit, you can see it, but generally kind of around the edges and stuff, it really looks kind of really skin-like. I really love how it's looking right now. Like I said, nothing like it was when I first put it on. So it's one of those foundations you kind of need to let it settle into the skin and kind of let your skin melt it in and let it kind of settle and then give it your opinion. So I'm really loving how it's looking now. The colour is looking flawless. Like, I didn't put any on my neck. I only went to here and I kind of buffed it around here. And I think it looks, the colour looks really flawless. I don't really have any problems with the colour. I think it's really good. Yeah, really happy with how it's looking right now. A lot better than when I first put it on. First of all, I was really kind of disappointed, but I'm really loving how it's settled into the skin, which is fantastic. Okay, so right now it is 11:27, so 45 minutes since I put it on. So it took about probably took about half an hour for it to kind of really settle in, and I did the rest of my makeup. So I've got quite a few things today to do, so I'm going to go out for the afternoon. I've got a lot of errands to run, and then I'll come back before I go to bed tonight just for a final review, and we'll see how the longevity's paying off, if it's kind of melting anywhere, give you my final opinion. So I will see you very soon. Okay, so I'm back for my third and final check-in. Now it is 7:50, so it is just over 9 hours since I put the makeup on, the foundation on. I can't leave it any longer. I need to go and have a shower. I've got work tomorrow. So, looking at it, where's my mirror? It's very greasy. It's very greasy, and considering I have dry, dehydrated skin, I'm amazed at how kind of greasy and kind of sweaty it's looking. It's looking very greasy and sweaty. It's completely come off on my chin. It's completely come off around my nose, like all around here, like around the tip is all kind of come away, and it's all patchy. That's probably just from kind of rubbing my nose. All down here is all kind of separated from the oil. All through here is all separated. Look, it's not looking amazing, to be honest. It's really kind of messy. Overall, it's kind of looking really separated, really kind of greasy. Very greasy. I can't believe how greasy and oily my skin looks, which is not good. Look, when I applied it, first of all, when it first went on, I didn't really love how it looked, but then as it settled into the skin, it settled in really beautifully and it looked amazing. At the first check-in, it was still looking really good. I really liked it, but now that it's been on for 9 hours, it's just looking really kind of separated and really oily and greasy. I still think it's a nice foundation. I think the way it settled into my skin looked really beautiful and really flawless. I just think that it's not a long-wearing foundation. Like, I have other foundations that last way better than this and don't oil up and grease up like this. For me, look, I think I would use it, but I don't think I would use it for a long-wearing period of time. I think if I knew I needed a makeup to last like more than 8 hours, I wouldn't choose this foundation. I just don't think it's right. I think if I'd kind of maintained it, like I literally put it on this morning, did my makeup this morning, and I haven't touched it since. I haven't done anything. I wanted to really put it to the test. I think if I'd maintained it, like I'd kind of kept an eye on it and blotted and powdered and touched it back up and things, I think it would be fine. It's just totally been left to its own devices. It hasn't really gone too well. It's just very greasy and separated. I can't believe how much it's kind of all separated all through the middle. It's just looking a little bit of a hot mess. So no, I wouldn't call it waterproof long wearing makeup. I don't think it's that. I think it looks beautiful on, and I think it gives you, like, you know, medium full, really beautiful kind of soft skin like makeup. I think it's got great coverage if you want it to be. It blends really beautifully into the skin. It's just the wear factor isn't, I don't think it's that amazing. I would call it like a 4 or 5 hour foundation, 6 hours maybe at the most. I would definitely not call it a 12-hour foundation. It clings to dry patches. Like, as soon as I put it on, it clung to dry patches and it was very unforgiving. I felt like any kind of bit of texture in my skin became very, very visible. It revealed texture that I didn't even know I had. So I was like, I don't have dry patches, it'll be totally fine. And then I put it on and I had dry patches. I had dry patches all over my forehead, around my mouth, that I didn't know I had. So very unforgiving. If you've got kind of really flawless, normal to combination skin, I think it would be probably really beautiful. But dry patches, dehydration, excess oil, it's just not going to be the most amazing foundation for you. So out of 10, I'm probably going to give it a 6. I think that there is definitely better foundations on the market. I think that I have other like most of my other foundations in my drawer I can rely on a lot more than this. Even like my light dewy foundations, I think will wear a lot better than this. It's just very greasy and very separated. That's probably my 2 words for it. Now next week I'm going to be trying the Makeup Forever stick. I'm going to compare them both. So this was like my Hourglass Vanish stick, and then next week I'm going to do the exact same test with the Makeup Forever stick, see if that one's any different, see if I have any different experiences, and then we'll do like an overall comparison. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions or comments or your experiences, your advice, anything, please leave them down below in the comment box. I'd love to hear what you've got to say about this foundation. If you loved it or if you hated it or whatever, please let me know down below. I'd love to hear. But like I said, thank you so much for watching. I will definitely be back next week with my foundation stick review and a video in between. So I hope you come back and watch them. But thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day and I'll see you very, very soon.